What are the signs of a spiritual connection with someone? There's so many people that are a part of your life, and some you feel more connected to and some you don't care as much about. But having a spiritual connection is truly unique. And it won't just be with one person, it will be with several people that are a part of your life. So I'm going to tell you exactly how you can identify who these people are. My name's Aliki. I'm here to help you upgrade your energy. If you haven't subscribed, I truly appreciate you subscribing. It helps my channel grow and it helps my message get across to so many more people. Having a spiritual connection is something truly separate from the rest. It means that the reason that you have come together, that you have met one another, is for a purpose. There is something that will help you, your spirit, let's say, your soul, the energy that makes up who you are, that it will progress. Either by letting something, a huge cycle of your life, or maybe of a past life, go, or a new thing that you will experience that will again help you grow. It is always for a reason that you meet someone that you have a connection, such a connection with. Now, you will feel instantly when you come together and you meet one another, this magnetism. You will feel different around one another, like there's something pulling you together. Perhaps you don't have things in common. Perhaps you don't have common interests. Perhaps if there was no spiritual connection, the two of you would never truly meet and wouldn't actually spend time with one another. And this is a very big sign, because people that you have a spiritual connection with, you may be surprised as to why you're drawn to them and why they're drawn to you. And the way that you meet, again, will be out of the ordinary and not the way that you usually meet people. And you may be very surprised how easily you clicked, how easily you started talking and you opened up about things that you usually keep very private, that you don't talk about with people that you've just met. And you may find that one of the two do this or both do this. And this is for a reason. You come together and the things that you share will be things that will bond you, that will click in the other person's ears as, oh, I have experienced this too, or yes, I know about this. And it will be a reason for you to come together. And so without knowing it, you will be sharing information, sharing things that click in the other person's energy, that means something to them, and that trigger a response, that bring them closer to you. And this is for the two of you to actually come together. And you will find that it's very easy to make time for one another, to spend time together, to speak for hours upon hours on the phone. And again, you may even be surprised at this and how easily you speak, how freely you are yourself. And there's this admiration that one will have for the other. But this will go beyond someone that you just admire or someone that you're drawn to. It will have a reason, and the reason will become clear very early on in the relationship. There will be something that one or maybe both are trying to achieve within them. And yes, it will have to do with a very specific goal. Perhaps it's something to do with your energy. Perhaps it's something that has to do with a relationship, with something that the other person has this insight, this flow of energy that comes forward from within them, and they have answers for you. And the answers instantly resonate. And you know that they have answers. And this draws you to them for more answers, for more insight, for more knowledge. And the time that you spend together, that you speak with one another, you will find yourself finding answers from the answers that you give them. Perhaps some of the things they say aren't correct and they don't resonate with you, within you. And even those will be beneficial to you because you will find yourself giving the correct answers and saying, no, it's this and this. And in giving the answer, you yourself will hear it and it will make sense. And you'll say, hey, I didn't know this before. How did this come to me? It's because they are awakening parts within you, and you are awakening parts within them, and there's this flow of energy coming through. This is very beneficial, not just to one, the one perhaps going towards the goal, but to both of you, because both get insight, both get this expansive energy coming through within you. And another important thing that will happen is there will be very powerful feelings coming up. You will feel drawn to each other, but you will also have moments of conflict, perhaps very intense conflict where you completely disagree, where you disagree about things that are truly important to one or to both. But which leads us to another sign. You will find it very easy to forgive, very easy to not only forgive, but forget and just let it be in the past and move forward, because your goal, what it is that you want to achieve, will be so much more important to you than anything that was said or any misunderstanding that happened between you. And it's very easy to just release this energy completely, and both will have this. It's not that one will struggle to forgive and the other will forgive easily. Both will instantly forgive. And this is a very powerful sign, because this also happens with people that find it hard to usually forgive others. And you'll be surprised, or they'll be surprised, and say, if you were anyone else, I would not speak to you again. I would completely erase your number, block you, ghost you, and disappear. And yet here I am, and I don't understand it. When you find yourself again and again saying, I don't understand it, this is a very powerful sign. And the magnetism, the energy that draws the two of you together will be extremely powerful. You will find that your coming together comes in waves, that you will be drawn together and move forward for a specific period of time, and then go around about your everyday lives apart. And then again, another period will come. It could be months later, it could be weeks later, it could be years later, that you're again drawn together and move forward. And this is because the time apart, you are learning things and progressing, each on your own path, and then come together again, progress. And I'm not just talking about perhaps a romantic relationship where you may be twin flames or you may be soulmates. No. And this usually doesn't happen with soulmates. It does happen with twin flames. It also happens with a neighbor, with an acquaintance, with someone that you happen to meet on a train. It could be anyone, in any situation, but you will find yourselves becoming a part of each other's lives and sharing knowledge, wisdom, and insight. There will always be an exchange of knowledge. There will always be an exchange of energy. And you will feel your energy is different when you're around them. It's not always a positive thing. It's not always a negative thing, but can it help you grow, whether it's negative or whether it's positive? The answer is yes. It can always help you grow. Is it a guarantee that if someone that you have a spiritual connection with, it means that one or both will grow and progress and upgrade their energy? There is no guarantee, because it is all a matter of choice, what you choose to do. What you choose to actually take action on, the path that you choose to take and move forward on. That's the reason that very often people that you have a spiritual connection with, at some point, you go about your own lives and perhaps in this specific life, never speak again. Does that mean that the connection is broken? No. Does it mean that if one goes on the right path and one chooses the negative path, that it means you're affected? No. Having a spiritual connection does mean that you can feel the other person when you choose to feel them. You can sense them. You can understand them. There's a deeper understanding, a deeper sense of knowing, because you do know one another deeply, much more than you consciously are aware of. But it doesn't mean that when one goes one way, the other is dragged with them, or that their energy is affected in the same way. No, each is free to make their choice. The energy connecting you is there for a reason, in order for you to be able to be faced with the choices, to be able to share your insight, your knowledge, and your wisdom. I wish you happiness and love. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and also remember to like.